All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, the hardship in Nigeria continues amidst very serious case of insecurity and the consequences of Nigerians accepting the fraudulent decisions of INEC and the judiciary are beginning to bite harder on the citizens. Few hours ago, protests broke out in KANO over the high rate of inflation and poverty in the country. Before I show you that protest and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you how the Tinubu administration plans to destroy the lives of hardworking Nigerians. After mismanaging the economy for over 8 years, APC and Tinubu have rendered the Nigerian Naira useless. Remember how APC chairman Ganduje was caught on camera collecting dollars as bribe and putting in his babariga? Tinubu himself shared dollars during the APC primaries, and now that they have rendered the Naira useless and dollars scarce for importers, look at what they plan to do to hardworking Nigerians that are operating dollar accounts. Look at how the papers reported it. Operation Rescue Naira. FG considers converting 30 billion Naira domiciliary deposits to Naira. There are strong indications that the federal government is mulling a policy that will result in the conversion of foreign currencies in domiciliary accounts of citizens to Naira to stabilize the national currency, which earlier this week recorded its worst performance in history. If it goes ahead with the plan, the government will order the conversion of foreign currencies sitting idly in individuals and corporate organizations' domiciliary accounts to Naira at a rate to be determined by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Can you imagine? According to top presidency sources, the move is meant to stabilize the Naira, which recorded its biggest fall in the official Nigerian foreign exchange market on Monday, depreciating by 34% to close to at 1,348 Naira per dollar. One of the presidency sources told Saturday Punch that the problem of foreign scarcity and the Naira fall was an elite issue, adding that the federal government will not fold its arms and continue to watch some individuals hoarding foreign currencies at the expense of the Naira. Nobody should keep a domiciliary account if they do not have legitimate foreign currency earnings like salary or getting foreign exchange revenue, either as an individual or as a company. Even if you have foreign exchange inflow as a result of your work, immediately after the money lands in your account, the banks should automatically change it to the local currency, and your local currency account will be credited with the equivalent value. Equivalent value that will not be determined by you, that will not be determined by the market forces, but will be determined by CBN. So CBN can just wake up and say it is now $1 to 300 Naira or to 200 Naira, and they will now convert people's monies that they worked hard to save into whatever they want to. These are the same guys that have stolen money and stored in their houses. They have dollars cash stacked in their houses. So they will still have access to dollars while they will deny average Nigerians access to dollars. What kind of evil is this? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. And this tweet here says, what strengthens a country's currency is exportation. The natural resources we export goes into the pockets of individuals, just depending on oil, which has already been mortgaged. So they know the solution but can't implement it because it will affect them. That is the whole truth. That is it. And this tweet by El Bruzi says, doing everything except the right thing, which is boosting production for export or render a service economy to attract foreign exchange. That is it. Economies are driven by production, not all these useless trial and error policies. But what do you expect when you have people who have never been productive, people who have only depended on stealing from government at the helm of affairs? These are the kind of responses you will get. And this tweet by Adewale Damilare says, I am not sure this is cool. People should be allowed to make their own choices without fear. It is a democracy. People should be allowed to make their choices. But look at what we have here. And this tweet by David says, do everything else apart from doing the main thing to drive more foreign exchange and FDI into the country, which will boost the economy. That's the same thing we are saying. You are willing to do everything else except the right thing. And this tweet by Mayowa Daniel says, this narrative of labeling people who hedge against our leading classes' incompetence by buying foreign currencies is misdirection. They don't want to do the hard work of building trust in the system. They are just trying to gaslight everyone. Who printed too much Naira? Who loots our treasuries? Who frustrates capital projects? Who fails to punish the thieving? Who obfuscates every single government procedure from getting a driver's license to operating a business? Judgment is coming for these people. As for me, Nigeria is purely an evangelical discipleship field. Business can never be the focus as things stand. The environment is a pure joke, stranger than fiction even. That is what many Nigerians have resorted to, and that is why our best hands are leaving the country. They see the country as a joke. How can the thieves that destroy the country wake up one morning and say they want to enter individual accounts to go and convert their dollars to Naira? What kind of archaic thinking is this? Now, let us look at that protest. Let us look at how the women of KANO State protested against the high cost of living and the poverty in the land. Look at how the papers reported it. Hundreds of women, including local bread producers, popularly known as Gurasa, marched through the streets of the ancient city of Kano on Friday, protesting the high cost of living, especially the hike in the price of flour, used largely for the production of the staple food. Most of the women, including children, were chanting, "Everything is expensive, especially flour and grains. Tinubu, come to our aid. We cannot feed our families. Most of us are widows, and people are dying of hunger." Speaking with journalists shortly after the protest, the leader of the group, Hajia Fatima Awal, demanded better living conditions at a time when high inflation is making it even tougher for people to make ends meet. We are out here on the streets protesting to let the leaders know the deteriorating situation in which we are at the moment. According to Fatima, this is how our small-scale business is facing deterioration due to the rise in the price of flour. It is a business for the poor that the rich cannot dare venture into. We are in a very difficult situation. We need help. This is a small-scale industry mostly run by women. Life is becoming more difficult. We can hardly feed or send our children to school due to this hardship, she lamented. Many have lost their capital. It is such that only 25% of us are now remaining in the business, as many others have closed down due to lack of capital. We used to buy flour at the rate of 16,000 naira in the past, but now it sells for 43,000 naira. This is absurd. What we produce is common food for the poor, and it is now becoming unaffordable. Anytime we go to buy flour, we get an increase of 1,500 to 2,000 naira. The protest leader, who doubled as the chairperson of local Gurasa producers in Kano, called on the authorities and those concerned to look into this matter as they are running out of business, which is affecting their families. Currently, we cannot afford it any longer. If nothing is done, we have no choice but to close down, and this will affect the general public. Oh! This update brings mixed feelings because on one hand, I am wired to always, feel sorry for people whenever they are going through hardship. But on the other hand, if this is what we have to go through as a nation for us to have sense and kick these guys out of power, protest, take this power away from them forcefully, then so be it. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, "I like how the Southwest and the North are protesting while the Southeast look at them. I like it too." And this tweet by Ayente Umoren says, "Which Tinubu? The one where they hide for Paris?" Yes, somewhere in that article, the protesters were calling on Tinubu. These ones never wake up. the suffering, this is just the beginning. After a while, they will know that these guys don't have any business with their welfare. And this tweet here says, for the records, Uncle Bola promised you nothing. Quietly retreat to your homes and reach out to your sons and brothers wielding weapons in the forest to grow up and quit kidnapping for ransoms. They didn't give anyone shishi to keep for them. Elections have consequences. And this tweet here says, the 1,000 naira you collected during election, you should still have more of it. It's too early to do this. At least before that one finish, it should be the eve of next election. Aya. And this tweet here says, some people are too greedy. The president is a Muslim. The vice is also a Muslim. What are they still asking for? It seems they want to have it all. You already have your Muslim ticket. You should go and look for a way to use that to buy flour. And this tweet here by David says, I can't remember Tinubu promising anybody anything. He only shouted a Milocon all through the campaign trail. Anyone expecting a miracle is only a joke or a clown, particularly in this KANO state. When he went there, he said, I have nothing to say. I just want to dance. And he started dancing. So what are you talking about now? When I talk about those Nigerians who gave APC the impetus to steal Obi's victory in the manner that they did, I am talking about these kinds of people. They are mostly in northern Nigeria. We have some of them in parts of the south too. And it is not about their lack of education. It is a mindset, an evil mindset. And if it takes this level of poverty to change that mindset, then so be it. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. I dey here. So, don't go away.